Hey, good looking. In this video, I'm going to give you a complete offer breakdown for a brand new offer that I'm creating that I believe will do 7 figures in the next 12 months. I also have sent this to a top 1% agency owner. He's been in the industry for 20 years, very prominent figure, and he said it is one of the best, if not the best offers that he has seen. The reason why it's so good is because A, the company is so good, so the offer is really just an extension of them. But the way it's articulated, the way that I focus on certain things, from doing this for 11 years and helping 5 clients scale past 100K a month with their offer, I have a good intuitive feeling about an offer, and I'm really excited about this one. So I've got a coffee. I'm going to jump into the computer here with you and walk you through step by step the offer, the breakdown, why I say, what I include, what I include, so you can see behind the scenes on how it works. And the good thing is this isn't in the coaching space. It kind of is in the coaching space, but it's not in the business coaching space. I'll say that. The company is a legitimate 10 out of 10 company, and writing an offer for them is so fun. I've really enjoyed it, and that's part of the reason why I want to share this with you, is because this really excites me. I hope you get a few takeaways from this. I hope you get some inspiration to do better things with your offer, because the quality of your offer is the quality of your business. Your offer is an extension of you, and it's an invite for people to come into your world, and you want it to represent your business as well as it can. So let's get into it. So a couple things first. Number one is the avatar for this client is a busy, time-poor business owner or a high-earning corporate professional who's also time-poor. So both of them are working at least 40 hours, very smart, very data-driven, analytical, very sophisticated buyer, needs a lot of reassurance by numbers and data, not just by emotion. Very rational, very logical buyer that wants to grow their wealth, their portfolio, that wants to live a good life, but doesn't have the time to do all the research and go into it. So it is in the real estate investing, property investing market. And I'm going to walk you through this. It's not so much what I say, it's how I say it. And I learned this distinction as well from hearing someone talk about Kobe Bryant train. The way that Kobe Bryant trains isn't what he does. You know, you practice basketball, it's how he trains. It's the intensity, it's the obsession, it's the effort that he puts into the small things. And this is really what I've done here. It's not what I say, because you look at it and you say, oh yeah, it's okay. It's 3 steps. You know, you got to do this. Cool. But it's how I articulate each one to get you to a conclusion where you are completely minimizing or heavily reducing or reduced the risk and increase the confidence, increase the certainty, increase the likelihood of it actually coming to fruition. So start off with a cool name. I blanked out this just because, and I blanked out a few things, and I've changed a few things like a small little bit just to keep some things confidential, so I'm not sharing everything about the client here. But step number one. So the first thing you need to do when you get into property is you need to find out where's the best opportunity for you. Really, the first thing is identify your goals and what you want and things like that. But I couldn't have that as a step one. I couldn't be like, step one, you got to hop on a call with this. That doesn't work. This is the process. Once you have the call, once you have the process, once you have the plan, once you understand the person, the situation, you need to then find the best opportunity for that person. So sidestep, what this is really about is what is the journey taking from someone from where they are to where they want to go, from the present to the promise. And what is the plan to take them from over the pit, because they can't get to that destination because there's a pit in the way. Your pit, your path is a way to overcome the pit. So they're not in the pit. If they don't follow your offer, they're in the pit and they're stuck and they drift, and you need to get them to shift, to come back to your path to get them to the promise. So the way that I like to do it is just 3 steps. So that's what we've got here, 3 steps. So first you need to identify high growth opportunities. The problem with this step, and this is what I like to do, I like to okay, the first step is this. What's the problem? Why can't they take this first step? The biggest one is because the stress, the complexity of making the right decision. And the reason they can't make the right decision is because they lack the right data and market analysis to be able to do so. So I want to go out and I want to get a property. Where do I get a property? What type of property? What do I look for? What's a good price? What's not a good price? What's a good growth number? All these questions they can't answer because they don't have the time, but they have the money so they can pay an expert that they feel confident in. And that's how we're positioning this offer. So getting a property for them, it's stressful. And the main thing they want to do is avoid mistakes because they want to save the time and money by avoiding mistakes. And that's what all of an offer is about. It's like, hey, don't walk this path alone. Don't try and do it yourself. You can try, but it'll take you longer. The beautiful thing about being great at what you do, you can help people save time and money. You're like, dude, don't do this shit. This is dumb. You're going to end up down in the pit. Do not do that. Come with me. Come to the path. Come over the pit and to your promised land where it is a lot better. So we just clearly outline it here. Avoid costly mistakes. Not just mistakes, costly mistakes. So they get to eliminate the stress and complexity as they don't have the right analysis and data-driven insights. So the solution is we have a data-driven market analysis, which provides location research, data-driven insights, and that simplifies the process because it's complex at the moment. They don't know all the numbers, and they don't know how to make sense of it. They don't know what property is good and all of that. And then the outcome is to identify high growth opportunities. That's it. So that's the solution. So I like to do problem solution and then go a little bit more detailed into it. And then after I've done that, the what, the why, the how, then I like to really back it up with proof. Like, what is making this irrefutable? When you know these proof points, you're like, holy shit, I want to do this. Like, I am looking at this now. I've also sent this to my mum. I'm like, Mum, this is incredible. Check this out. This company does this. It's a lot of the things that you are doing, like research for me is so fun in this phase because a lot of the things that companies do, they have it hidden in their website or hidden in sales calls or a one-liner here or something that they're not proudly showing that really makes a difference. So I love creating offers because it brings those things to the forefront. So what is this step? It's about advanced data, predictive modeling to evaluate properties across multiple states. That's a big thing. You can be a stateless investor, so you don't have to invest in your own area, to identify high growth opportunities suited to your brief and serve them to you on a silver platter. Here's your coffee, sir. It's like, here's your property, sir. Ma'am, whatever. Straight to you on a silver platter. I just want you to understand that wording because when you look at how they are, they're stressed. They don't have the time. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the data. This whole thing is complex. And they get served properties to them on a silver platter. That's what we do. Now, anyone can say this. So you could be like, okay, cool, yeah. Anyone can say this. This is why the proof element is important, which I'll get to in a moment. But why is this powerful and different? This is a great question. I love including this. Because it leverages sophisticated technology. Again, this is ambiguity. This is what's sophisticated technology. We'll get to the granular. We'll get to the specifics in a moment. Extensive market research to provide data-driven foundation for investment decisions. This is what they want because they don't want to make costly mistakes. So unlike traditional methods that rely on superficial trend, localized data, our approach ensures a broad yet detailed understanding of diverse markets, enabling strategic and informed investments. I just go into mistake and a myth, something that just comes up there. But the myth is any market data will do. And then a mistake is they just rely on local markets or generalized information, which can lead to missed information and higher risk. Again, coming back to this, we help them avoid this by our process. So how it works, our system, and I call it data-driven market analysis, it collects and analyzes a lot of data, including all this. Use predictive modeling to forecast market movements and identify high growth potential. This system is the basis of selecting the best investment opportunities. Now, this is like, yeah, cool. Sounds fluffy. Sounds hyperbole, whatever that word is. It doesn't sound compelling. So this is all setting the foundation. And then this is where it gets good. So overcome analysis paralysis. Say that 5 times. We invest over 250 grand a year into AI, property data, research to allow us to deep dive the market and find hotspots that are geared to long-term growth. So this is where it gets great. Side note, these are things you can do in your business. You do it once. So you spend the 200, it's more than that this client spends, but I'm just making a number just to, I don't want to give everything away because it's their offer and it's fucking going to crush. You can do this. Say if you're the business owner, you could spend 250 grand once and every client gets to leverage it because every client's unique situation is slightly different. It's not the same thing to every client. It's slightly different, but you've got the whole snapshot view, and then you can just get their insights, their goals, their objectives, their personal lifestyle choices, and then put it into this data so you can give them an incredible solution. So you spend 250K once. Let's say if you've got 250 clients, it's 1,000 per client to give them exactly what they want, the best property or the best location in the country based on exactly what their profile is, their risk tolerance, their goals, their long-term plan, etc. This is crazy. This is so good. But then the question can be, oh, is that insights any good? Is the data actually useful? Well, our data-driven approach has consistently outperformed market averages in investment returns by up to 59%. So the approach that they have is data-driven because the avatar is smart, loves data, is analytical, is very sophisticated. So they want to know a data-driven approach. That's what this whole first step is about. It's about finding the best place data-driven wise. So by doing this approach, we get returns up to 59% better. That paints a picture of, okay, cool, you spend all this money on insights. What's the result of this? Well, you get up to 59% better returns. Our team and negotiators have your best interests in mind, helping you overpaying or missing out on prime opportunities. So they will actually go out and negotiate and get the best property for you, which is just absolutely insane. And then the research and insights have been featured in over 220 media outlets. And these are proper like TV, newspapers that people read, not just some PR article that is in Dubai or in Utah that no one reads. That's a fake press release. These are legitimate news outlets. So they have depth and authority with actually their research process because it is so thorough and so powerful. So that's it for step 1. All we're trying to do is just show them our data-driven approach, that we spend a lot of money on it, that they can come in and then we just give them access to it and we get them the best opportunities to them on the silver platter. Here's your coffee, sir. Here's your property, sir. It's like you go to the barista, want an oat flat white. You get the oat flat white on a silver platter. Like it's that easy. That, and then you have all the proof elements to show that it outperforms traditional ways that we have been featuring in the media because of our approach. That builds trust and confidence and reduces the risk and the time for finding the best opportunities. So that's really what I'm trying to articulate there. And that's just step 1. So step 2 is then we have, so step 1 is the outcome is we've got the best location. We've got properties on a silver platter. Then we have a strategic property selection to find the best high growth properties for your situation. So this is where we find the best properties. The first one is the best opportunities. This is the best properties. So they want to buy one, but they don't have the time. They're wasting their weekends and they get outbidded on the weekend, outbidded in the last minute, and they struggle with uncertainty. This is again, uncertainty here. They face stress, complexity. They're afraid they're going to make mistakes. So that's where the level of uncertainty comes in, because they don't have these insights, and they don't have the time to manage the investment process, to make informed decisions. They're an informed person. All their life is in order, but they just want to get their money working hard for them, not them working hard for their money. And this is the way to do that. So our strategic property selection service offers personalized strategy session and planning to ensure the properties are selected to optimize for portfolio performance and align with their goals. So this is them finding the exact properties to get. So we choose the properties that align with the goals, that ensure capital growth and cash flow. Normally it's you can have this or this. Why not have both? So we focus on both. Even though we do the hard yards, once again, making this easy for them. We do the work for you. The choice of the property is made with you. So we'll keep searching until we find the right properties that demonstrate high capital gains. So we find and secure the high performing properties with enormous capital growth and secure them at the best prices. This is huge. This is the main outcome that they want. But we can't just say this straight out of the gate, because how do we know it's the right one? How do we know it's the right area? How do we know it's aligned to our goals? How do we know all these things? So then we do this, which I think is amazing here, because we focus on capital growth, get them at the best price, and high performing, which is here. So this step is really about finding the right property. The right market is more up here. And then the right time, we have the negotiators to work on your behalf, so you don't miss out on the best opportunities, and so you don't overpay. So good. So why is this different and powerful? Because we find the best properties matched on your financial objectives and your risk tolerance. So depending on where you are, we don't have a one size fits all. We make sure that each one is strategic. We maximize returns and minimize risk. These are keywords that our ideal client is all about, especially strategic, data, high growth, minimize risk, maximize returns. These are words that I call them client attraction switches. It's like a light switch. If you flick the light switch, the light goes on. So for your ideal clients, they have client attraction switches. When you flick them, boom, the light bulb goes off. You get their interest. You activate something inside of them that gets them, like, their ears perked up, their tail wagging, gets them excited, right? So you need to know your client attraction switches, or your money magnets, if you want an easier word. Really words that are magnets that speak directly to them and get them excited. A myth is that any property in a growing market will yield good returns, and this overcomes the step that, all you need to do is this. So it overcomes that objection and overcomes like, Queensland, this city in Queensland is growing, but you could get a horrible property in there, right? And then the mistake is they invest in properties without aligning them to a right strategy, leading to poor performance. So how it works, we conduct a thorough evaluation of each property, considering factors, all these, and then we match properties with your goals to make sure that it enhances your portfolio. That's ultimately what they want. They don't want properties, they want a good portfolio that gives them good returns, and then we do this by minimizing the risk. So proof, here we go. This is the good stuff. Save. So we know on average it takes about 150 hours end to end to get the right property. And that's when you're experienced. So for me, for my example, I know for me to create this offer, it took me 6 hours, start to finish, end to end. I completely did all their research. I went over all their Google reviews, YouTube reviews, sales calls, triage calls, their website. They're the main areas I went through, and then I did this. So for me, it's 6 hours to do this, but if someone brand new starting out, or someone that's at 10, 20K and then wants to get to 100K, it might take them 6 weeks to create this. So by working with an expert, or we're working with you because you're the expert in your domain, people save so much time. The challenge is it's not articulated. Again, like what I mentioned up here, people are doing People working with you to avoid costly mistakes. So we call it out here. But also they're doing it to save time. People are busy, man. People are busy. They don't have 250 hours to go out and find and do all this property research. So we save 150 hours on property research. Our research isn't just thorough, it's trusted, being spotlighted in major media outlets, as I mentioned earlier. And then it's one thing, there's books here. I was going to get a book. It's like, you could get a book on Chinese being like, this is the greatest book on Chinese. But if you don't understand Chinese language, it is useless to you. So you need someone to interpret what that language means to you. So overcome the objection of, okay, cool. You're going to send me dozens of pages of research on properties, markets. I don't understand it though. I don't have the time to go through it. All these things. Great. We help you interpret it and categorize markets, ensuring that you find the right property in the right market at the right time. Just like this. So I'm listing these things out here. I'm going to put this into, there's just so many ideas here. I won't go too much into it. But a huge one is outlining how much time they'll save. Massive, massive, massive. Then another thing they're doing, we're making 400 calls to our network of 500 agencies a week to help you find the best deals. Instantly, I read that and I'm like, they are hustling for me. And of course, they have a leveraged network effect because they've got hundreds of clients or dozens of, they got a lot of clients. So they're getting it at leverage. They're not just doing it for you. They're doing it for all their clients. But you get access to that. So this excites me as I'm doing this. It's like, wow, they're doing this work behind the scenes to get me the result. Wow. I can never make 400 calls a week. I can never do that. Again, goes into the bracket of saving time. This is the lens that I'm looking at through. Their big thing is they are time poor. That's why I said the avatar at the start. They are time poor. So we are taking on the commitment for them. Nearly 70% of our transactions are off-market and pre-market, giving clients access to high-performing assets, early access. So this helps overcome the objection, I'm just going to go out and go do it myself. So here, we're making all these calls to all these people we have in our network based on all these research, and we know if we're going to find the right property in the right market and at the right time, we can get access to 70% of off-market and pre-market properties, things that you cannot get. And you can't make the 400 calls a week, and you can't do the 150 hours of research, and you can't get access to 70% of our properties. That is a very compelling picture. Now, once again, I want you to think about, this isn't about me telling you about property and getting you to invest in this company or into property or getting you excited about the property opportunity. I want you to understand what it's like to be the busy business owner, to be a high earning corporate professional, and you want to build your wealth through property. You're very smart and you want comprehensive, detailed approach. How does this appeal to you? Like for me, if that's me, like this genuinely appeals to me. And I'm going through this just being like, this is absolutely amazing, the work that they do. So you want to generate that kind of response. So you need the depth and specificity in your offer. So over 70% of transactions, 23-point due diligence is more than a checklist. Could be your financial safety net, helping you dodge investment pitfalls. Again, we are talking about this, avoiding costly mistakes. So imagine if this person was going to invest in the property by themselves and they didn't have access to some due diligence checklist. So even just by mentioning that you have one, they're like, oh, wow, I wonder what's in it. Like 1 point in there could save me hundreds of thousands of dollars. It at least gets them thinking. At least gets them thinking of, wow, they do their due diligence. I don't have a due diligence. I can't even say it, let alone have a checklist. I don't have one. So again, it's providing safety, minimizing mistakes, ensuring confidence, getting closer to the outcome. We'll do the work for you. We'll do the heavy lifting, all these things. And then how many clients have helped? We've helped over 500 clients successfully invest in high potential properties. And this is really like the proof of the proof. So all these things are nice that we do, save 150 hours, we make 400 calls, 70% off market, 23-point due diligence checklist. But what does that mean? Well, it means we've done this over 500 times. It's not our first rodeo, right? So then that gives them assurance that we get the best property. And then finally, the third step, it's not just about finding the right area, getting the right property. It's about growing your portfolio and building your wealth so you can get your money to work hard for you, not you work hard for your money. So they find it difficult to navigate property market and manage ongoing investments to achieve long-term goals. As I said, this isn't about getting one property. This is about a long-term relationship. So they find it difficult to do all of this because they may be able to get one property. Who knows? They may be able to get one. But can they get another and use the finance strategies correctly and all these things, right? And we can just ask questions on how to get them to realize that they don't have the time or the competence to be able to do that. So the solution is our portfolio scaling and management provides comprehensive end-to-end expert guidance enabling clients to scale their portfolios sustainably and achieve long-term financial success. Scaling is also another word that they like, so we put that in. Scaling and strategic. These are two key words for the ideal client. The client attraction switches, the money magnets. These are keywords that really get them excited. So we include that in here. They have ongoing support to continuously expand and optimize their portfolio. Now that you've secured this investment, we don't just disappear. Oh, you got my money, then you go? No. Our industry-leading post-settlement service helps you successfully manage investing risks, keeps you future focused on long-term goals, and do it again and again and again and again. So once again, this is a long-term operation. This isn't just buy and run, opposite of buy and hold, like buy and run. So it provides and aligns them to their long-term goal, which is to maximize their long-term wealth. So myth is once you get a few properties, your portfolio will grow on its own. By the way, just with that, we can create videos, we can create YouTube videos, we can create emails, we can create content, we can create reels, so many on just this alone. Leading to stagnation, missed opportunities. So we provide continuous portfolio reviews, market updates, advice to keep your investments aligned with market conditions and your goals. Our investment guide walks you through reinvestment opportunities, portfolio diversification strategies to ensure sustained growth and optimal performance. Boom. So proof. Experience white glove service, 6-in-1 specialized team ratio in acquisitions, buying, client management. You're not just another transaction, you're a valued partner. And that's really what we wanted to articulate throughout this whole thing. We are on your side of the table. We are working with you hand in hand, and we've got a team to be able to support that whole process. That's really what we wanted to supply here. Portfolio mapping session and advisory support. You'll have a clear plan, the right strategies to meet your property goals, no matter what the market is doing. We've got the right data, the right insights, and we've got your goal to make sure that we can align to that goal with what is in the market right now. With all of our service, with all this, we are able to help you like we've helped 500 other people. Life's busy, we get it. That's why you have a central contact backed by a specialist team of 5, keeping you updated without overwhelming you. So that's huge to then illustrate that you are being looked after. You're not going to get different people. We're not a huge team, or we are a huge team, but you're not going to be confused with your point of contact. You're going to have a person that knows you, knows your outcome, and then one point of contact. And then you have access to all these other people to have their input to make sure that you're happy without overwhelming you. Because up here, they face stress and complexity in doing this. So the state they're in now is most likely overwhelmed. Don't know what property, what price, how to structure the deal, whether to hold it, cash flow, capital, like they're just overwhelmed. So we want to articulate, we're not going to overwhelm you. We're here for you. We're not going to be like, that's really what we want to do. The journey just doesn't end at the purchase. Post-settlement service is your roadmap to long-term investment success to help you achieve your long-term goals. Our team, we have over 20 years experience, and there's a reason why I've been awarded Australia's #1 an agency for the 2 consecutive years, and they're the only one that's had it for 2 consecutive years. So this all just adds to reasons why we want to work with you long term. So then we just go back to, okay, cool. So we're going to find you the best opportunities. And then from there, we find you the best property based on what you want. That is an outline of the offer. I hope you've enjoyed the bit of a walkthrough. So the reason I created this is because I wish someone would have shared offers with me and their thought process when I first got started. I learn a lot by looking at things that are in progress from people that are experienced and have done it for, a decade. I've been doing this in the high ticket space for 11 years. I've worked with dozens and dozens and dozens of clients, helped 7 scale past 100K a month. Intuitively, I know when an offer hits right, when I feel good and excited about it. And I feel this way about this one. So I wanted to just share with you my thoughts, how I create and construct this offer, how I'm putting it out to market, how I'm positioning it, especially for their market, and just unscripted, just riff through and share my thoughts in hopes that it can help someone. If you get one thing from this, I'm delighted. I'm super pumped. I remember when I entered a fitness model competition, which is just like skinny bodybuilders, like Beachbody. I've entered 2. And one thing I didn't do was track and record my journey. And now I did it 10 years ago. And I'll be like, I love to know what I was eating and what I was like, how I was planning my food. I'd love to know what exercises I was doing. I kind of know, but like I've done a lot of training. I boxed, I've almost competed in marathons, and I've done a lot of training. So I just would love to look back and see my journey as well. So I'm kind of doing it for that as well, but in hopes that it inspires and helps someone with a couple things with their offer to create a better offer, because your offer is an extension of you, of your company. And that's why I believe this offer is so good. This company is rock solid. I love working with companies like this. And hopefully it helps you. So I'm out. I'll talk to you soon. Leave a comment below what you like and follow me on socials down below. Bye.